Pose off in your pum pum shots. Make them on them know so you sharp pose off in your pum pum shots. Make them on them know so you. Hey, watch the girl in them pum pum shots. No young gentleman just can't pass. But it's so big it a broke your eyeglass. Them a girl you can't find on a waff. In the aeroplane, them a fly first class pose off. In your pum pum shots.
I am here vibing with a man who was one of the early front runners in trying to bridge the hip-hop dancehall divide. A man who has made a significant legacy for himself in the overseas market as well as locally. His parents named him Garrett Shelton, but we know him as
Red Fox.
Yellow.
Up front.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, man, going great, man. Thanks for having me.
It's a joy, man. It's a joy. It's a pleasure, brother.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
You understand? One of the men we kind of have some serious history
Same.
you understand? Where sometimes the people them not give him due regards.
Same.
We come to dig that out, man.
In
You know
due
what I mean?
time.
It's a
Same.
joy, man. It's a joy.
Bashman girl, but if you tell me if you're ready, and if you know you're ready, cock it up and spread it, girl. In the ear, me the DJ grab it, let me mix you down like Sly and Radicals. We feeling hearty, ready for go party. Watch your Red Fox with me shawty. And you see young Bacardi, people attack with, but still nobody can. Hey, we having a Bashman party. People can't you feel the hype? Wearing Gucci and the money, feeling rich like Wesley Snipes. I'm drinking crystals with my shawty, burning my chalice through the night. Well, we're having a Bashman party. Won't you rock till the morning light?
Reach them! Always make sure the message I reach them!
Talk to us though, Father Shelton. Early life. Place of birth.
Born UC Hospital,
Okay.
right? And then baby stage, I know they took me to Red Hills.
Okay.
Then I was like in Edgewater by like, you know, when I was like 1 to about 4. Then I went to this little country, a place called Brownsall, St. Catherine, where I stayed there from 4 to 14, came back to Portmore, Bridgeport, from 14 to 16, left and went to the States, New York.
Yeah. Which part of Brownsall you used to rest?
Well, if you know Brownsall, good. The school that is Brownsall Primary, the shop across the street, everybody know Miss Dandan, that's my grandmother.
I don't know Miss Dandan, I don't know it's school still.
Yeah.
She kind of come from the side still.
Oh, see it.
Cannon side.
Oh, Canals, yeah, man. A little more up at top there.
Yeah, man. Far up at top.
Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters though?
Well, I have 3 brothers and 4 sisters.
And all your siblings are still alive?
Yes, everyone is
blessing
alive.
that, man.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
Blessing that. And the old man and old lady still with us?
No, my father died when I was 5.
5?
Yeah, so that's how I ended up, kind of ended up, because he died in the States.
Okay.
But he left me at Brownsall. He was supposed to return, but he never came back.
Oh, so
because he died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
So who you resided with in Brownsall?
My grandparents.
Oh.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of moving though.
Yeah, so my mother left. My mother left when I was about probably 3, right, to the States.
Okay.
And then I was with my grandparents, with my father. And then when he dropped us off, me and my other siblings in the country, Brownsall, he went to the States and he was supposed to return, but he died. Yeah, so I ended up growing up with my grandparents.
Yeah. Financially speaking, though, what was it like growing up?
I mean, food was always on the table. You know, grandma had a shop. Grandma and grandpa had a shop. Grandpa was the justice of the peace of the community.
Okay.
And grandmother played a very, significant role within the community, from shop to the church.
Yes.
So, we have the farm, food. Never, not no short.
Country life, man.
Country life. Country life.
What was it like, though, adjusting to life now with the grandparents versus the actual parents?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't know my parents, right?
Okay, yeah, because you were very young.
Yeah, so my grandmother was like my mother, and my grandfather was basically playing the father role. So my grandfather died when I was 14 as well. So, my grandmother is like pretty much.
Passed on as well?
Yeah, she passed in in the 90s there, yeah.
Where you attended school?
St. Catherine High School.
Yeah, but
Brownsall Primary first. Well, if I start from a toddler, then I'm going to say Holy Childhood Prep.
okay.
Right, that's before I left Edgewater. And then when I got to Brownsall Primary. Then
So growing up in Brownsall primarily though, yeah, I mean the world know Red Fox as Big Vice
See.
DJ from them time till this time.
see,
Where the music started coming in though.
well, I would say no, because they have the red color stigma thing.
Oh, so that was a
Yeah, man,
when
when I got to the community, you know, I was the reddest youth in the community, and having freckles and all these things was like foreign to a lot of people there. So I don't know if based upon oppression or whatever the case may be, them really give it to me as far
stick it
as
to you.
yeah, red mallet and dundus and specky banana face and all these things. So when Yellow Man come out now, everybody start calling me Yellow.
Oh, okay.
So that was like a liberation, because I began to have confidence now because Yellow Man began to reign. And people were now looking at me differently. Not just as this red boy where, you know what I mean, fussy, mangy dog, these type of words. So I was singing all the Yellow Man songs, and
Okay.
one day I decided to flip it. So I flip it and put in my own lyrics. So I had another red brethren named Gibbs. I would start singing to him, and him start to clash me.
Oh, okay.
So them start to clash me now. Him a DJ, the whole of General Echo lyrics, but I didn't know these lyrics. So to me, I think it was the greatest
Bad.
thing. Yeah, me I said, that man, I'm bad. So now, you know, the lyrics them amaze me so much that I learn all of them, and I go back to school now, St. Catherine High School, in first form, and start to DJ the lyrics. And then I got two of my friends involved, like Danny B and Skirty. And we all start writing about the maths teacher, and we just start come up with lyrics, and then we start have the whole entire class get involved.
Yes.
Yeah, so by then now, little by little, it started to develop more and more. And when I got to like, I would say, 10th grade, the name Red Fox came about, and it came about. I don't know if you want to ask
Yes,
the question.
man,
if you want me to go on.
ask the question.
Yeah.
Or you come by the name.
Yeah, so we had a clash because I had to catch the bus. By now, I was living in Portmore.
Oh, okay.
So I had to catch the bus at Spanish Town bus terminus.
And when you come Portmore, who you the rest of the Portmore? When you come back to Portmore?
Oh, my aunt. I call her my aunt, is really cousin, but that's another story because I was in first farm and somebody told me that they were my cousin and I have family in Portmore. So they asked me to go spend the weekend with them, and I asked my grandmother and she said it was okay. So I ended up over to Portmore to spend a weekend. And that's how I began to learn about, I have other family members, like a brother that is here today, and my sister that is here. So it's a long story, we have to get into it.
Yeah, man. So you're there catching now and...
Yeah, so we're there catching now and I developed the craft. And in 9th grade was my first stage show where we went to St. Diego High School, and they had like a little... yeah. And I went on stage. So wherever I went them time there, because Yellow Man was hot, when people see me, immediately the place start mash up. Yeah, and then now, you know what I mean, you start build your confidence because every time you pick up a microphone, you hear the place uproar. So, you know, eventually in the 10th grade now, when I went to the Spanish Town bus terminus to catch the, you know, transport to come back to Portmore, some youth from Jonathan Grant wanted to clash.
Okay.
Yeah, so we start clash. So we are spit off all of the wickedest thing we have, but the Jonathan Grant youth a hold back, and so the things ain't no good. So him wait till we reel out everything out of the guns, and then him now start beat we now. So I said, Jano.
So him kill you?
He mashed up that day there. We're not going to go around it. So we decide I want a reclash. So I go over Jonathan Grant and look for him. So when I go over there, I hear somebody say Red Fox, but I never name Red Fox them time. Then I call myself Gary Shelton.
Oh, okay.
Gary
Shelton.
Yeah, Gary.
So you use the Garrett Gary Shelton.
Yeah, so I was using Gary Shelton, and it was kind of more influenced by even being a jockey and them thing there, right?
We soon pick up that.
Yeah. So when I look back, So boy, I like the name there, you know. So I tell my brethren, say, start calling me Red Fox. I like the name there. I don't know up to this day why this man call me Red Fox and wherever you are.
Your complexion, man.
Yeah. And his name is Punk Buster. I've never seen it. Punk Buster. Ever since then, I've never seen him.
He didn't want a name change.
It's like a guy wearing the Matrix. I don't know when.
So he just come to serve the purpose.
Yeah.
Clash up.
Yeah.
Yeah, name.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, so, you know, after I come back to school now, we had a crew named Arrows Posse.
Yeah.
And this crew now, we all had arrow etched in the side of our heads, right?
And that was okay in school?
Not really.
Okay.
See, so we formed this arrow, which I believe will be, end up being the blueprint that I took to the United States and created a whole movement there. Rough Entry.
Rough Entry.
Right, but before Rough Entry, it was Arrows Posse.
Oh, so okay.
Right? So there was this one guy named Danny B who came to school with an arrow in the side of his head. So I'm like, I forget one. Step me to the barber there. So him get me an arrow. So when I got the arrow, I started to get a whole lot of girls because it just looked really cool. So by me know the whole class, almost all of us had this arrow. So we end up having this thing called Arrows Posse. Now on the back of our khaki shirts, we had an artist, one of the guys in the crew, who drew our name in the arrow, right?
Oh.
As the logo, right? So everybody had their name in the arrow. Yeah, in the arrow. And then yeah, there was even people paying us to come in the crew. So we were selling shares, right? So, but you know it now, this movement that we had became so popular in the school to the point where the principal called for us.
Can imagine.
Yeah, and you know, parents had to come and talk and stuff like that. And we almost didn't graduate high school because, you know, we weren't even going to classes anymore. We were just focusing on this thing because we had flyers on the walls, you know, pretending that we were going to perform in the hall, and we were all just imagining these things. And then eventually when I got to the States, I took that blueprint and then started another movement there, or I should say helped to start another movement there. Yeah.
But even before we reach stateside and all, apart from Yellow, who else in the space was kind of influencing your sound at the time?
Well, I must big up Peter Metro first.
Okay.
That's my first superstar. Because all the dances were kept across the street at the school. So when...
Oh.
Right. So I'm inside these dances from 7, 8 years old. Right? Because in the country, it's different from the town where your parents might be looking for you. But in the country, we sneak out and we in the dance. And, you know, Metro Media was playing, and I remember Peter Metro DJing, and I was amazed by his skills. Right? That was the first time I was like really captivated.
Yes.
And then now, one day, Danny B and I, walking from Waterford to Bridgeport, we were passing Edgewater by the basketball court. They had a little court over there. And then I saw named Class 1 playing there.
Class 1.
Right? With Eddie Fitzroy and Shaka Demos.
Okay.
So when I hear Shaka Demos, I stop. I would go over there. And I was electrified by
Big voice.
His voice and just the way him energy. You know what I mean? So when I go back to school now, all day, every day, I'm like, tell them my name, Chaka, yeah, you know, vice versa. I mean, I train and I train and I train.
You sound exactly like Chaka.
Right? So when the school barbecue now, they had a school barbecue at the police academy. So one of my friend Boomerangs, may he rest in peace, that's the brother of Culture who was part of Ghost and Culture.
Okay,
So we were classmates, and he was a DJ, me a DJ, but he started to play management because he saw whenever I'm performing, crowd is coming around. So him say, you're a star in a youth. So him find me on the show, a big barbecue for the school, and I went to the police academy. And when I held the microphone, during those days was the slang, Rambo. So when I hold the mic and say, Rambo, I was shocked even by the sound of my voice because I've been training my voice ever since I heard Chaka Demos. So now I've developed a sound without even recognizing it. So the whole place erupted by just the sound of the voice alone. So that's how the whole thing stem off.
Yes, and you made reference earlier that somewhere along the line you were aspiring to become a jockey.
Well, the jockey thing now is because my mother was in America and all my siblings,
Okay.
right? I'm the only one that was left back until I really find my brother and other sister that I didn't know about,
Oh, okay.
right? But before that, I don't know no future as far as, you know, because we're in school discussing what is the future like. So all my brethren, them live in Waterford. So a lot of times we used to cut school and go to track and buy a horse and talk to the jockey them and, you know. So I got fascinated by that because they used to get a lot of girls. And then now because, you know, of my height, you know, my friend carried me to, I can't remember the Jagai. I think the guy, the trainer name was Jagai. And him take me over there and him say, high school, 5 feet flat at the time, 80 pounds. You know, I was fit.
You're fit for it.
Yeah, but by now, as soon as I graduated high school, St. Catherine High School, my papers came for me to go to America.
Okay, and now who actually filed for you?
My mother.
Mommy, okay.
Yeah.
So, just as you left Catherine, you should out.
As soon as I graduated, 2 months after I left.
Yeah. But even before you left yard, were you actually going around in the sounds, kind of, you know, exercising your skills?
So in Waterford, when them play the sounds in the weekend time and them DJing around, nothing, no sound with no big names or anything. But once them playing and the man them DJing, we go into them and say, give me a piece. And that's how we started. It's when I get to New York, that's when I ended up on a sound system.
Which year you actually arrived in New York?
86.
86. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you were 16, 17?
16. No one give up me age, but I was 16. I just became 16.
Just became 16.
Yeah.
So, new environment and all. What was it like settling in New York though versus, you know, the St. Catherine Liberty?
Man, it was not an easy thing, you know. First, they enrolled me in high school.
Okay, so yes.
Yeah, because I was too young to go to college, according to what I heard. So they put me back in high school, and I was kind of pretty much relearning everything that I already know, right? And for the first 6 months, you don't know anybody. So you're just going to school, coming home. Yeah, going to school, coming home, going to school. One day I decided, boy, I have to make some friends. So I'm outside, and them times I used to smoke cigarettes. So I smoke a cigarette, and before school opened, because I got to school early.
Okay.
So I saw this guy in a red, green, and gold hat. So I go to him and say, beg your light now. To see when would I respond. So I say, I'm on a light. So I say, yardy. So I say, yeah. So I start telling him, you know, I just come from Jamaica and stuff, and then the rest of guys, them come. So, you know, I start to little by little develop some kind of friendship. But as far as, you know, I didn't grow up with my mother, so she was partially a stranger to me. Everybody was partially a stranger to me. My sisters, you know, my siblings overall. And it was a tough time in New York, because this is during the crack era. So walking the streets of New York, my first, I guess that's why we end up have a crew named Rough Entry, because the first thing I'm walking to go visit a friend that used to live in my community, Browns Hall, and a guy pulled down the car, just stopped the car, pulled down the window and put a gun in my face like this, and I freeze, and then just laugh and drive off. Right? That's the first episode I get this up. Yeah, and then, you know, I'm going to this deli store to buy some cigarette, and this American guy is like, what the F you looking at? I'm like, I have my eyes, I can look, and him start take off him jacket, and, you know, them ready for fight, and, you know, so you start learning, all right, Brooklyn is not an easy place. So, you know, by now it's like rope chains, Maxima, all these things that was taking place during those days. So it was no joke.
But slowly you started adapt and adjust to the thing though?
Well, you know, because I was a teenager, going to the school, you're pretty much...
And the school was?
New Utrecht High School.
Okay.
And going to school, you see fight break out, you know, your friends them are get ready for fight, and then you say, you know, you're gonna help out, and then you see a man like stab a man, and you're like, this is not normal thing, you know. And then you're going home on the train from school, and you see school a fight against school, like you have Erasmus versus this school, and then gun pull out. These are school kids, you know. You know what I mean? And it was no joke. It was no joke. It was the Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild West.
It was the Wild Wild West.
How did the music find you, or you found the music now in New York though?
All right. So the whole thing was aligned. All the stars were aligned. That's what I can tell you, first and foremost. Because I'm a deep thinker from Jamaica, and I imagine a lot. And when I got to America now, there's 2 guys living on the 4th floor. I'm living on the 5th floor, Nostrand Avenue between J and K. So I'm taking the elevator coming up, and I hear somebody say, "Wheel!" So I say, them are play music. So I put the elevator, go back to the floor, and I realized it was the 2 guys that I know. My sisters know them and introduced me to them. So I ring the bell. So I went in there and they were DJing and stuff, but they sound like real amateur to me, like super amateur. So I said I could crush them, you know. So when I pick up the mic and start to DJ, they were like completely amazed. So them said, "Boy, we're gonna make you mash up foreign," you know what I mean? So they start to take me to every dance there was in Brooklyn. And the first dance I went to, a guy named General GT, a Guyanese guy, who used to actually work with Capitan. He used to kind of like assistant manage Capitan or something to the side. But during these days, he was around a sound called Magnum, and he gave me the mic, and I did really well. And the dance shut up.
Oh.
Right? Because every dance shut up during these days. So we take cover, run, go home, and you know, from there, so now, the guys them that was going to New Utrecht tell me that, you know, them have a dance coming up. So my friends took me to this house, these Guyanese youths who have a sound, and I start to work out around them sound, and them say, "Yo, we have a clash coming up. We want you on the clash." So when I went back to school, I found out that the clash is going to be against the guys them that I'm going to school with. So, you know, them think it was a joke thing, because they never really hear me before.
Okay.
So we went to this place called Van Dyke Sport Club, and you know, took a while for them to give me the mic, and they give me the mic. The whole place just went crazy, and then they didn't give me back the mic. But because my schoolmates are on the other sound, them call me to come over on their sound. So I pick up their mic, and I say, "You guys don't want to give me back the mic over there, so I go and murder Uno now." I betrayed them. So I started to DJ with LP International.
Big sound that one.
Yeah, and at that time they weren't.
That time them have built
School kids them at that time.
Oh, school. Oh.
Yeah, school.
So you catch it from the ground, man.
Yeah, man. We help build the LP.
Mad
We help do dance and make money, buy box and buy amps and all these things. I was a part of that movement.
Mad thing, man.
Yeah.
Big movement, that, you know.
Yeah, so
So you start introduce yourself slowly.
yeah,
In the space as a
yeah,
DJ.
yeah. So them times, you know, we still a young youth, and we are Bill, so we couldn't go to no like clubs where, because I was over 21 and these things, we weren't of age.
Biltmore and the Amazura and them places.
Right, we couldn't. No, Biltmore we could go into. They didn't have no discipline there, so. So Biltmore we definitely went into.
Okay.
Yeah, but in the small part, there was Biltmore can close off, and they have a small room.
Okay.
Right, so we used to go to the small room and we ram up that. But you know, remember, it's going to be nothing but shootout.
Shootout.
Yeah, everywhere, shootout.
But we talk a little about the LP journey still, because eventually LP became one of the bigger sounds in the space there, yeah? And you were there from the beginning.
Yeah.
You can remember that time when LP really and truly, you say, yes, LP has come of age, as a dancer, whatever, you say LP has arrived.
Yeah. So, you know, I left LP about when my first record came out, a record called Come Boogie Down.
Boogie Down.
I was still around
LP
sound when I made Come Boogie Down and Jamaica Nice down in Jamaica. Those two records once I did those 2 records, I began to attract Sting International. Right? A matter of fact, somebody, I shouldn't say attract Sting International. Someone led me on to Sting International that I wanted to help this guy. That's my brother-in-law at the time who said, you know, this guy is great. I want you to help him out. And then Sting knew of me because he knew the records. So he welcomed me with open arms. And then I kind of like drift away from LP. But when LP clashed against Addis in Biltmore Ballroom, because I went to that clash, that's when I knew LP was like, no, something to be reckoned with. Because that dance was no joke.
Who won the clash?
Well, you know, I know of Babyface, but that dance, LP, I don't want to get Babyface to get from the case in the wrong thing. But you see that dance, there was a big shootout.
Oh, okay.
Right? So it's hard for me even really tell you. Because
who did I lead the dance for a shootout?
To me, both sounds did a tear up the place. I'm going to say I'm going to be political because I'm a friend to both of them. And I'm going to say, yo, can't believe you go up and teach and go say, boy, LP murder way. And LP, man, them worse, I'm going to give it to me. And I say, you know, it's how we win the clash. And, you know what I mean? So, but that dance, boy, some guns turn on.
Yes, but so my question, I could step back a little bit now, though. Tell me how your time around LP led to the recording of Come Boogie Down.
Yeah. So, big respect to Puma, first and foremost. Because Puma really did a fantastic job in training me to ride rubber dub. When me a DJ, him never really give me too much up-tempo.
Okay.
He gave me a lot of like Hal Campbell and, you know, just Slick and some interesting artists that sang some like, you know, real slow reggae. Yeah. So I had to learn how to ride those rhythms. So we used to send all the cassette now. I had a friend who knew a producer. So we'd give him the practice cassette them that I'm on ILP and him send it to him. His name is Peter McKenzie. So Peter McKenzie was a producer slash mechanic slash electrician slash all kind of Mr. Slash me call him. So them send him a lot of the cassettes and one day out of the blues them say, yo, Peter looking for you, right? And him say, yo, we're going to studio tonight. And that is HCNF studio, they're going to take me now. And when I went there that night, my knees were wobbling because this was the day. And when I went in there, I remember Robert Livingston was present. Those days, I think Robert is working with Blue, what's the label name?
I mean, Robert.
Yeah, but Robert was there, and they put on the Diseases with him.
Mad.
Yeah, and I sang Come Boogie Down. And because a lot of people don't even know what Come Boogie Down is and the Diseases rhythm, then chop it up. They did a mix that became a new mix.
Okay.
Right? That ended up becoming like the new era of mix during that time. So I did Come Boogie Down, and Robert was somebody I look up to because, you know, him well dressed and, you know, them man they kind of like more up there. So when him start fire shot in the air, I get confidence, some straighten up and start going for the song. So that's how the whole thing get kick off.
Who released that song?
Peter McKenzie.
Okay.
FM Force label.
Oh, FM Force label. So that was your first
time going to a studio. First time going to a studio, one take.
One take, one go.
One take.
And the follow-up song to that now was Down in Jamaica?
That wasn't the follow-up. The follow-up song didn't really make it. But
what was it?
Crablouse Man.
Crablouse?
Yes.
Me listen to Crablouse already now. Zane?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if this guy say Crablouse, man, what me see it as Crablouse.
Yeah, so I did.
Send somebody go tell, what the girl name is?
Okay, Mary. But
Mary.
That's the second version that I did for Sting.
Oh.
The first version I did for Philip Smart.
Okay.
You know, rest in
but
peace. I never did it like, I did the one about Take a Message to Mary. I did it like
that is the one I'm familiar with.
Yeah, I did one like Crablouse Man, I am the Crablouse Man.
Oh,
that's how I did. That's how it go first. But it got a bad write-up because they weren't ready for them kind of slackness during them days. So it's say like Philip Smart made one like a real slack record and all kind of things. But Peter now made the sick rhythm. Designed for me.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. He made the sick rhythm for me as a follow-up for Come Boogie Down. So when him play the rhythm to me, you know, I never really liked the rhythm at first.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it have a different sound, and them time there's a young youth, you kind of look for familiarity.
Yeah, which is
so it was a little bit uncomfortable, but I always give it a shot, regardless. So I, you know, called Naturally and revised the song Come Boogie.
Where you know Naturally from?
So Naturally used to sing for LP.
Oh, okay, okay.
So Naturally and I went to the studio to make a dub plate. He went to sing down in Jamaica. I went to sing Jamaica Nights. And Puma said, why not put the two songs together? And that's how we get the song. Yeah. And then I recorded it on the Sick Rhythm, which was 100% built for me.
One of the great rhythms that
Yeah, man. And it was a monster.
Big tune, man. Hit song, man.
Released twice.
Yeah, because I think it was eventually released on, I think it was the second album.
Face the Fox.
Face the Fox. I think it was it came out back on Face the Fox.
Well, not really. I tell you why they re-release it. When they started to use it as dub plate down here, and Bounty Killer began to like revamp the rhythm. Then the rhythm became so popular again that down in Jamaica got back into that mix.
Like a dual type of vibe. Yeah, man. Go on.
So then boom, them sent it back a road. And it became like a brand new record again. And it hit again. Without even being remixed. It's like the only record I know up to this day. I mean, I'm sure there's probably maybe another record like that, but this record released twice and hit twice.
Boom, one and hit.
Boom, what is?
Boom, what is a million times.
But different rhythm.
Different rhythm for tune still.
Yeah.
I'll show you that.
Yeah.
Because I think Boom hit a tune about 4 times, about 4 different times.
Yeah, because Boom go up on the pum, and then he go up on the street sweeper and and all them things. Yeah.
But now, you know, was an established DJ outside of Jamaica.
Yes.
One of the first real DJ successes outside of Jamaica.
Well, first, let me big up some man before I come into the space. So first, I'm going to big up a youth named Screechy Dan.
Screechy Dan, yeah.
Right? Because Screechy Dan was really holding down Brooklyn on a level when I got there.
Okay.
Shinehead. Even though Shinehead is a multi
right.
artist.
Shinehead kind of more, not as hardcore as a...
Right. But still, me recognize them because they, and you know, so, but as far as like, on a certain level now, you know.
Hardcore big voice DJ, man. You're one of the first man who kind of dropped this. Shinehead, a legend, you know.
Yeah.
But Shinehead kind of different.
Yeah.
But now, man from Brownsall, I carry the thing far.
See.
And I think that the next hit song was Pose Off.
Before I did a song called Agony Enough.
Agony, okay.
So you had this label named Signet.
Signet, right.
And then you had this guy named Ben Sokoloff. He was looking to do a compilation. So he asked Ruler Brown, a singer named Ruler Brown, to put this compilation together.
Okay.
So they came to me to record on this beat. So I did this song called Agony Enough. But, you know, Ben was, his brother was the guy who owned Sleeping Bag that had like EPMD and Eric Sermon and some rappers, right? Mm-hmm. So he's now stepping his foot into dancehall. So I kind of look at him as a person that I can build with. So I call him and say, you know, I would like to record exclusively with a label. I don't want to spread around. I want to just record.
Focus.
Yeah, because him look like him serious. So him say, of course, Red Fox. And then I call Sting International and say, yo, let's work with this label, right? Sting didn't start
So
producing.
Sting was managing her or something?
No, Sting was playing in a club called Underground Nightclub.
Okay, okay.
That's where I got my first
So
big
this was
show.
before him and Shaggy link up and
Yeah,
stuff?
of course.
Okay.
I brought Shaggy to
Yeah,
Sting.
But,
Yeah.
Oh, you brought him to Sting?
Yes.
Okay, we still get around to that
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
So we are talking about now how the next tune come up. You say you wanted to work exclusively.
Yes, with Ben Sokoloff, and him say yes, he's willing to go. So Sting just stepping his foot into the production business. He didn't even start produce yet.
Oh, okay.
Right? And just he used to do like things on his sound system, remixes and stuff like that. But there was one night I'm going to the studio in Long Island, and we're gonna record for Peter a song with Naturally. We were doing over one of Babyface song soon as I get home from work.
Okay.
And Sting came along and met Peter. Then eventually he met Philip Smart, and then that's how he began to learn the trade, right? So when we start to record now for Signet now, he was the producer,
Oh, okay.
but he was just starting out, right? And then during the time I'm doing that, because he came good friends with Philip Smart and he was under Philip Smart mentorship. The Hot This Year rhythm now, Hot This Year came out.
This year.
Yeah, and the Sting told me that he want me to
Device on the rhythm.
get on the rhythm. So there was a Labor Day parade going on at Eastern Parkway, and I heard Screechy Dan sing a song called where the girls were passing in their carnival clothes.
Yeah.
So we were on a sound system on the sidewalk. So he sees this girl walking in them little shots, and him start joke around. And I said, girls, they look so sharp every time them passing on them pum pum shots. So later on, Paula Rossi, who does the tour managing for Shaggy, at least at that time, or during a particular time,
Right.
he was playing a cassette now, playing back the cassette that we were like working out. And I heard Screechy with the song, like just joking around. So I said, this can't work.
Good idea.
Right, so I come up with pose off in my head, me like, pose off in your pum pum shots. So I just see him dance with I think Addison LP. I see him in the dance and I say, remember that little thing there? And I sing my part, and that's how we end up going to Vice It on the At the Sea rhythm.
Big tune, man.
One of the biggest one.
Big tune, man.
Yeah, man.
Give me a couple lines out of your part, that tune, because I'm in a DJ today.
Yeah. Pose off in your pum pum shots. Make them on them know so you sharp pose off. In your pum pum shots. Make them on them know so you. Hey, watch the girl in them pum pum shots. No young gentleman just can't pass. But it's so big it a broke your eyeglass. Them a girl you can't find on a waff. In the aeroplane them a fly first class pose off. In your pum pum shots.
Big tune, man. Big tune.
Yeah.
And I think now, this was now when you started to kind of move into a little bit of crossover type of vibe, because Let's Chill with you and Naturally
Yes.
is a more, not hardcore type of, a more crossover type of vibe.
Yeah, well now Sting began to experiment with hip hop and dancehall. So infused the thing, right? Along with I forget the guy name that came up with a part of it. It's two of them came up with the rhythm. It's from a sound system called Supreme Team, I think.
Okay.
Right? And they fused the reggae and the hip hop, and we sang the song Let's Chill, because he began to experiment because he was trying to broaden the market, because Sting is American,
Yes.
Sting is an American, so him want to spread the music.
Expand the thing.
Yeah, so we sang the song
Let's
Let's
Chill.
Chill. And Let's Chill was a part of breaking the grounds, because Red Alert started to play it on 98.7 Kiss FM in his mix show. And then now that's how I began to creep over into that market.
Creep over, you did.
Yeah.
Was this the time now when Rough Entry started to kind of be formalized?
Yes, so Rough Entry thing now form like this. Shaggy was in the military, right? And he used to drive from North Carolina Army base.
From this.
Come
New York.
come DJ with me at New York, just to come DJ with me at a dance. and drive go back.
But how the link with you and Shaggy come out in the first place?
So I remember seeing him briefly, like somewhere along the line in the 80s. He had a little sound named Crystal,
Okay.
right? And eventually I didn't see him anymore, so I asked, like, yeah, what happened to that guy? So them say him in the army, in the military, in the Marines. So some dance, I think I saw him one night and, we exchanged numbers and stuff because at that point I was really doing pretty well in the space. So he started to link with me. So wherever I'm doing or wherever I'm going, I will let him know. Or sometimes we'll call and ask like what's happening because he's on the base. So him drive, come down, do it, and drive, go back up 9 hours. 9 hours come, 9 hours go. So me and him became like a little RMP, right? Because he used to rent car. Because him up on the base, him have a little change when I get from the military. And then him have the little phone, the big phone with the bag. So when me and him apart, it's like, we have that phone there and we drive around and stuff. And then Screechy Dan now was already like well-known.
In the space.
And also a lyrical monster.
Like a rate Screechy Dan.
Rate.
Me get the vibe there.
Lyrical monster because Screechy was our first superstar in Brooklyn. When you DJ beside Screechy Dan, you felt like you was among Professor Nuts and Lieutenant Stitchy and Papa San. You didn't feel like you was on no level where it's mediocre. Because this man is putting lyrics together like on another level. So when you're a DJ beside him, you're learning a lot. You know what I mean? As far as like putting more focus into putting words together.
Yes.
Yeah. So Screechy Dan now, became a part of that. Then a guy named Nike Fungus, Baja Jed.
And I think Raven became a part of it eventually.
Mr. Easy. So
Easy.
So how Raven now, Raven was working with Shaggy from doing Dan One. Because Shaggy used to record for Dan One.
Okay.
First. And when I met him, then I took him to Sting and him started to record with HCNF.
Right.
But Raven used to always jump on a lot of the songs that Shaggy is doing. So they've been doing this combination thing for quite some time. So that's how now him automatically became a part of the crew. Yeah.
See the pre. So Rough Entry, because a whole heap of a big name artist has come out of that since Mr. Easy has done extremely well for himself.
Right.
Red Fox, big iconic name in the space.
Right.
And Shaggy is Shaggy. You understand?
Yes.
And you say now Screechy Dan was the man on the ground in the space.
Yes.
So a lot of people who was in that collective there really and truly has made names for themselves, man.
Yes, man.
And
for sure.
you were the man behind the whole collective there.
Yes, because as I said before now, going back to Aros Passy,
Yes.
I already saw the formula that worked. So I brought that same formula with me to the States. So I said to the man them, if one man up, you help the other man way down. We can never flop because whoever run things, you just help the other man. And by I know it now, if I'm performing at a show, I'm bringing everybody. So by the time you know it, everybody coming on stage. So, after a while, it was like a massive eruption in Brooklyn.
Yes, and again, you referenced Shaggy earlier. You played a very important role in Shaggy's early development.
Yes.
So aside from you introducing him to, you bringing him to Sting International, you were also the one who was taking him on the shows.
Yes.
To get some experience and
and exposure.
Exposure at the time. And I think in the midst of that, he was sent over, he was deployed to...
He went to war.
Operation Desert Storm,
Yes.
the first Gulf War.
Yes. So that's why I was doing it sometime, to be honest with you. Because when I
Were you nervous?
Yes, I was very nervous. When I hear him going to the war, I'm telling him going to war. I don't know if I'm coming back. So I start to say, why? I have to go. I put him at everything. Anything me I do, he's a part of it. If I'm recording for a producer, vice him. Whatever it is. So when he went to war, he communicated with me at the war as well.
Okay. Oh, so he was writing.
Yes. Yes.
And at this time now, you were the one in the group that had the most success.
Yeah.
Recording-wise.
Yes, because by now I had a booking agent
Okay.
and a manager.
Who was managing you?
A guy named Erskine Isaac,
Okay.
who was working for Famous Artist Agency. He was in charge of the black part, where he booked Shabba Rankin, he booked Buju Banton, Super Cat, all the hip-hop rappers, them, R&B, all of the black department.
Okay.
Saying
He's
so,
responsible for that.
right, so he began to put me on all the shows with like Shabba, you know, and Super Cat, and, you know, so I began to like get a lot of exposure because I would come on before Shabba.
Okay.
I used to open for Shabba.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And even before the Electra deal, I think you did a song with Arrow.
Yes, yes.
How that come about?
David Levy.
Okay.
So David Levy was the promoter for the Underground nightclub. So him told me that Arrow.
Why in your body? I think the song.
Yeah, so he wanted me to collaborate with Arrow. So that's my first time really even going on a tour. It's really Arrow carried me on a tour.
Where you went?
I went to St. Martin's, I went to all of the
Caribbean
Caribbean
Islands,
islands them, and that's where he started to teach me a whole lot of things. You know, rest in peace, Arrow, because he began to open up my mind way more to the game.
Yes.
And then, you know, we performed at the Madison Square Garden together.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I think you also recorded for the Nubian band.
Brand Nubian.
It's Brand Nubian.
Brand Nubian. Hip-hop group.
Yeah, I think the song was Black Star Line.
Yes.
And I think that's on their album, In God We Trust.
In God We Trust.
Yeah?
Yes. So they saw me performing at the Underground nightclub, and they linked someone for me to come and perform, to record with them. That's how I got my foot to the...
So that's why important to take up on stage if you don't know who I watch.
You don't know who's watching. But the Underground nightclub, Mike Tyson was there. Sometimes Eddie Murphy would be there. He had like a lot of celebrity, because when I was performing at the Underground nightclub, I remember being in the VIP one night, and somebody touched me and said, "Red Fox, you're performing tonight." And when I look, it's Mike Tyson and talk to me, and I'm prime.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I say, like, for me, my phrase. And, you know, I even went as far as tell my manager, tell the promoter I want some more money, I'll Mike Tyson come watch me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, yeah, man, I say it got still. That's how Brand Nubian kind of saw me, and then, you know, that's how I kind of got my foot in the door now with Electra Records and stuff, yeah.
Did you actually appear on NBC before the Electra deal?
Yes. Now, Sting did a remix for Wailing Souls. Shark Attack.
Okay.
So
I know Wailing Souls was on the show, but I thought you were there and them did them. I never know said, but talk to me. Listen to the praise.
Yeah, so any remix Sting would get. I'm his DJ.
Yeah, for the party.
He not care for Michael Jackson. Red Fox, I'm DJ. So when he got the remix with Wailing Souls don't know that I'm going on it. They didn't ask for me to be on it. It's just that anything Sting doing.
Red Fox, I got funny.
And if you don't like it, he might just tell us, forget it.
Okay.
Right? So, him put me on it. And by I know it, they call and say, we're going to perform on the Jail on the show. And it was amazing because, you know, during this time, you know, a lot of reggae acts, I think probably Shabba Ranks was the only person that came on any kind of thing that is on that level. So, you know.
Big move, man.
Massive move.
New crowd that you're being exposed to right there, so.
Massive move.
And then now, eventually, you became one of the first DJs to land a major record deal when Electra signed you.
Right.
How the process come about though?
So the manager that I had, Erskine Isaac, before him, Cold Chillin wanted to sign me. I did a hip hop reggae record, and we took it. I'm trying to find out how we got up to Cold Chillin, but they wanted to sign me, and that label used to have like Big Daddy Kane, what's his name, Bismarcky.
Oh, okay.
So they were kind of on their way out of the game, right? Cold Chillin. So they gave me a contract for the song for about probably $10,000 or something like that. And then the guy that was taking me around, which was Joe Mignon, he was going to college and everything, but he was just helping me around. And he took the contract to Erskine Isaac.
Okay.
Because, you know, that's his friend. They went to college together and, you know, Erskine said this contract is BS.
Okay.
But he realized that people is interested in me. So now he came and watched me one night at the Underground and he began to say, let me manage you. And he showed me like a whole list of shows that he already had lined up for me. And it was a no-brainer for me at the time. So I just jumped and took that and, you know.
The Elektra deal, what was the complexion of it in terms of, was it a time frame deal or it was a number of album deal? What was the nature of it?
Yeah, to be honest with you, if I can tell you how the deal went 100%, I would be making up stuff because when I got signed, those days I was probably 22 years old.
Young.
And I had no knowledge of anything. I was just completely ignorant to the whole entire business, you know, music business. So all I know, you know, during that time when I got signed, Barry Salmon also got signed within that time. And they fired all the people them that was working our project.
Okay.
Yeah, they were cleaning house. So we kind of got caught up into all of that mess. All of that mess. Because everybody that is working your project, all over this, and then a lady named Sylvia Rome came in from East West and took over.
Okay.
So it didn't last long.
But I think you released one album.
As a matter of fact.
As a matter of facts.
Facts.
As a matter of facts.
As a matter of facts. Yes, sir.
As in Red Fox.
Yes, sir.
And that was it. So the deal was in 1993.
Yes.
And the album was released in 1993.
Yes, somewhere along the line here, yes.
And that album now, some big tune come out of that.
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir. Yes, yes.
And you, I think, worked with a number of Jamaica's leading producers for that album.
Yes,
so you worked with Mikey Bennett and Dave Kelly and some other people.
Bobby Digital. Man, and a lot of hip-hop icons as well.
Okay.
DJ Premier.
Yeah, DJ Premier. I saw that in the research as well, for real.
Bobby Candace was on it.
Yeah, Massive B.
Man, it was a star-studded producing album, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Them a Murderer.
Yes.
One of the big songs on that.
Yes.
Born Again, Black Man.
No Longer Brainwash.
That song, you see, is a very important song at the time, and it remains probably even more relevant this time based on the messaging in that song. And what, you know. Hit song.
Same.
Big song.
Big song.
What was the inspiration behind that song?
It's after watching the Malcolm X movie.
Okay.
I went to watch the Malcolm X movie and it inspired me, you know, and it began to open up my brain to what was taking place, you know, from the wordplay, like blacklist, blackmail, black market, everything black was bad. And I began to realize that this was oppressing or down-pressing our people. So that's how I began to like write the song Born Again Black Man No Longer Brainwash, because Malcolm X did have the curly thing or something, and then, you know, get rid of them. All of them things, and, you know, so it opened up my mind to write that song.
A very important song in the history of our music, bro. Very important song.
Yes, give thanks.
And it's a song where, it did well for you back then, but I don't think it's a song that has remained on the forefront for as long as it needs to be. Right.
So it's one of those type of songs, because I remember reposting it during the pandemic, and it became viral because it served its purpose within certain time.
It's a timeless song, man.
Yeah, so
as long as foolishness are going on with the black community, the song will be relevant, man.
Right, and a lot of people used to come to me and tell me about, you know, how it opened up them to, you know, being more black conscious. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of things we're practicing that is keeping us down, but we don't know it.
It's true, man.
Yeah.
Ghetto Gospel is another big song on that album.
Big respect to Dave Kelly.
Yeah. So that was
Dave Kelly again.
Project on the album.
Yes. So Born Again Black Man was Dave Kelly too, you know.
Oh.
So when I went to check Dave Kelly now, and I DJ Born Again Black Man to him, and him produce it, he came with Ghetto Gospel. So Dave Kelly wrote Ghetto Gospel. So
I never know that.
Yeah, because he realized that I was DJing certain kind of things. So him say his mother wanted him to do something for God. So him end up writing ghetto gospel, and I did it.
Pressure them, Mr. Rude Boy, and some of the other songs. There are a few of the other songs on the album. Quality body of work, man.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
Quality body of work, man.
Give thanks.
One of the gems of an album where really and truly don't get enough credit for the quality of work that is on it.
Well, that's message music, right? We have to understand that sex sells. Message music serves its purpose. You can't expect it to be very popular because messages is not something that is popular. When you're in a club and you're drinking, you don't really want to hear nobody preaching to you or advising you. You just want to be ignorant. Yes. But when there's time now when you want some substance, you go to these projects. So when I'm doing these music, I know the battle that you fight to sing these type of songs. But you understand that when God put it through you, you must deliver it.
Yes.
Because it's going to serve a purpose. And then for generations to come, you don't know what is going to happen. So I don't really do music for me. I do music for the purpose.
First album, successful album. But the Elektra situation, setup kind of never last long, you say.
Right.
Have you been signed to any major deals since the Elektra?
No, I didn't do any deals after that. I've been offered deals, but most of the time, I'm the kind of person that I'll go to a lawyer, ask him to read it, and find out if it's something that is beneficial. If I find out there's too many clauses, I'd rather stay out of it. So when I got offered, different contracts, they all were things that basically want to rape you, right? So I just kind of pretty much stay independent.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Fox, that was your second official album?
Yes.
Or there was
second. Yes.
Okay, you're not doing well for album thing though.
Yeah, because it's like at that time now, Howie Pride, Philip Smart, they wanted to, do this album, and I just knock it out in no time. It's one of them things where you just knock it out in no time.
Do it and done.
Yeah.
And I think Pose Off ended up coming back on that album.
Yeah, they put Pose Off on it. They put Come
Down
Boogie
in
Down on it,
Jamaica.
and they put Down in Jamaica.
Come Boogie Down.
Yeah.
And I think Justice and Truth is another song that.
Yes, with Large Amar from Brand Nubian.
Yes. Oh.
So you
can people kind of keep a link there.
Yeah, man, because the man they know black conscious. So Justice and Truth.
Yes.
You give me a strength.
Bashment Party now is another one of the big songs.
Yes.
In the catalog. Dave Kelly again.
Yes.
The chemistry they look like it did a flow.
Yeah, it did a work.
Talk to me about what was the story behind the creation of Bashment Party? Because you and Raven ended up doing that song.
Yes. So, I wrote the song, and during the time of promoting Face to Fox,
okay,
a guy named Neville Oliver, told me to come to Jamaica, and, he had some apartment here. He wanted me to stay and venture out and record some songs. So I had Bashment Party in my head. I went to Dave Kelly, and let him hear the idea. So at the time, it never really fully there. There's certain words, choice of words that I was using based upon the influence from New York.
Okay.
And he wanted me to kind of more make it cultural, way more cultural than it was. So while I was I went back to New York and worked on it. And Shaggy, Dave Kelly was recording Shaggy in New York.
Okay.
And Shaggy called me and said, Dave Kelly is in town. You can come and voice the song. So we said, well, we need somebody to sing the song.
Okay.
So he said, why don't you make Raven sing the song?
So that was Shaggy's
idea. Yes.
Okay.
Why don't you make Raven? I said, yeah, so let's go pick up Raven. So we pick up Raven, and Raven sing it right off of the paper right there and then.
Oh.
Yeah.
And a big bad short time already.
Yeah.
Big song, man.
Yeah.
Do a couple line on that song, man.
Bashment girl, But if you tell me if you're ready, and if you know you're ready, cock it up and spread it, girl. In the ear, me the DJ, grab you, let me mix you down like Sly and Radicals. We feeling hearty, ready for go party. Watch your red fox with me shawty. And you see young Bacardi, people attack with, but still nobody can. Hey, we having a bashment party. People can't you feel the hype? Wearing Gucci and the money, feeling rich like Wesley Snipe. I'm drinking crystals with my shawty, burning my chalice through the night. Well, we're having a bashment party. Won't you rock till the morning light?
Yeah, man, nice, man. Big!
Give thanks.
Your voice about 10 times the size of your brother. Big tune, man. Big tune.
Give thanks.
And hear why that tune is important too. Because here we go on. A lot of artists, it's like it's a window them operating. So when them get the break, you have a window where them deliver and them find some songs.
Same.
But you find songs early in the 90s,
Same.
mid-90s,
Same.
late 90s. Hit song, man.
Same.
Big song, man.
Okay.
And you were the person who sat and wrote the song.
Yes, sir.
Big tune.
Yeah.
Big tune.
Give thanks.
So what has it been like though, being independent, especially that side of the market where it is record labels and companies pushing artists financially, how you manage to stay afloat in terms of, when, as me I say, the States is normally the artists that would tend to do well, artists who have big labels behind them, who are pumping the resources and I get them here, there and everywhere.
Right.
So how you...
For me, I live life, right? Where music is my passion, writing is my passion, but life in general is my passion, right? So I don't think about music like how some people like, me have to run the place or me have to this or me have to that, because everything that happens for me, I didn't really like strain myself. It just happened.
Flow.
It just flow. And if it not flowing at that particular time, then I must pay attention to what I need to do within that time, because there's a time for everything. So maybe God at that time don't want me to really run the place right now, because He want me to pay attention to some other things. Because my thing is to always pray for peace. That means I'm not looking for anything that is going to disturb my peace. So God is going to give me things when He feel like it is a good time to get it.
Yes.
Right? So I never find myself into a desperate feeling, because I don't like record songs feeling desperate. I don't like writing feeling desperate. I don't like anything desperate, because I don't make good decisions when I'm desperate.
Desperation is making them foolish.
Yeah. So I don't worry about like record companies and who running the place and who is this and who is that, because I don't look at life as something that I will ever suffer. I don't look at life like I will ever be hungry. I don't think hungry, and I don't think survival. I think in a thriving way.
Yeah, but as I said that though, because they made mention that, when you were having, those hit songs, you weren't very knowledgeable of the business.
Right.
How are things now as it relates to that aspect of the career in terms of publishing and royalty?
Yes, I had to educate myself with publishing. Publishing is so complicated, and I had to take the time out to really learn how. The good thing for me is I never sold anything.
Okay.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
The only time I did a publishing deal was with Electra Records, right? And I did a publishing deal with EMI.
Okay.
So they own a piece of As a Matter of Facts.
Oh.
Right? That is the only deal I've ever did. Otherwise from that I own everything else. So you learn how to make sure you register your work and make sure that there's so much to it, because especially in this time where you might record for someone, you do most of the work but they own the masters. So it's almost like they're turning you into a slave. So it's like you record a song for somebody and then they look for you to go work the song to find how you're going to create visibility for the song. You're doing everything for the song. But at the end of the day, if a movie contact you, you collect 75 and I collect 25. So you turn me into a slave. So I've learned how to record myself, how to, put out songs myself, how to, reach out to people and get tracks, and because I'm working on my album now. So yeah, so you learn all these things and dot all the I's and cross all the T's.
Soon pick up the album.
Yeah.
Another phase of the career along the journey is you developed a very strong bond and relationship musically with Maxi Priest.
Yes.
How that came about?
So, during the album that I did, Face the Facts, it was a very tough time for me during that little space right there.
Okay.
Because remember, Elektra just clean house. I'm not with them right now. And I had a business manager, and a whole lot of things took place there. I had to figure out so much because I didn't know how to do anything much because everything was done by a manager. So when time come for me to be independent, I had no clue. So it was rough. So during that time now, Shaggy was touring with Maxi Priest and Shabba Rankin. I'm not sure who else.
Shaggy used to be on the road with Maxi.
Shaggy, yeah. Shaggy's the one who told Maxi to bring me on the road.
Oh, Shaggy. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Maxi and I now, the first tour that we did was in South Africa. Right? We went to South Africa. And it was supposed to be something short, but it ended up for 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, it ended up for 10 years. It was supposed to be something where...
That works, man.
Yeah,
As I say, you don't force nothing. It just flow.
And it was uncomfortable because I had already established a lot of work. And working with Maxi is like kind of taking a step back in some sense. So
because on those tours, he was the main,
yes,
the headliner.
Yes.
I understand, man. I understand the set.
So, but he was bringing me to a whole
introducing into a new
market
fan base.
and a way of thinking as well. Because I grew up in Brooklyn and we're rough, really rough, and we need like little scrubbing. You know what I mean? So when I went on tour and began to watch him and see him on interviews and how they speak, you know what I mean, being very wise in how they articulate themselves at a marketing level. Because we were just raw. You know what I mean? Like, I'll go on the radio station and ask me, like, do you smoke marijuana or something? And I give it to you raw, like, what it is.
Yes.
And then by you know it, they're saying that you take drugs. So you learn how to really, like, bring across, your message or what you want to talk about. And Maxi Priest audience is a Lovers Rock audience. So that means I'm not going to be as aggressive. I'm going to be slightly toned down. And I learn how to...
So you adapt and adjust it.
Yes, and learn how to soothe a Lovers Rock crowd with DJ, which will help me later on in the music.
Naturally.
Yeah, and then I learn how to actually write a lot of singing songs. Because Maxi is like a brilliant vocalist.
He's that.
Yeah, so it was good, but at the same time, there's times I felt like I stayed too long.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I felt because I was at 10 years,
A long.
So, yes, if a youth is 10 years old, but you come off on the road by 20, who did he grow up on? So when you come back out now and start to record, you have a catch-up for the big catch-up, right? Because you have a generation that already kind of listening to certain artists. So you have to go find a song that is going to put you back in a space where people remember or know you. Because you have a different generation, a set of people who might not know you. You understand? So that's where I felt like we probably stayed too long on the road because you have to put in a lot of work. But at the same time, you don't question God.
So there were pros and cons.
Yeah, but I don't question God because being highly successful within a time don't mean that you were going to be happy.
It's true.
Right? It means that you could have been highly successful and anything could happen to you. So whatever the energy was, you have to respect it, obey it, and give thanks.
And that's part and parcel of the mission, that man.
See.
But it was a good learning experience.
Massive.
And you grew out of that.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn from Maxi Priest.
Yeah, apart from South Africa, where else you guys went?
We went everywhere, man.
Everywhere?
We went everywhere. If we talk about Africa, we're going to talk about South Africa, Uganda, Nigeria, Kenya. I can't remember more, but I'm sure we'll go to some more there. Australia, New Zealand, New Caledonia, Papua New Guinea, Man, I mean, it's only a few places to leave, to be honest with you. It's only probably India left. And, you know, because we pretty much went almost everywhere.
And before Max's time, where were some of the places that you went as a solo artist to work?
So I would be frequent, like, within the States.
Okay.
Right? And also a few places in the Caribbean. Right? Where again? Mostly in the States, though. Mostly in the States. Because my booking agent, Erskine Isaac, most of his focus was
In the States.
within the States. You know what I mean?
Why you conquer the ground, man.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
You also, along the journey, you would have done collaborative work because you did quite a few songs with Naturally,
Yes.
and you did songs with Screechy Dan. Yeah, you have also, you do songs
I
with
did an album with Screechy Dan, actually.
Album?
Yes.
What's the name of that album?
Reset.
Reset. So that is the album that Skylarkin is on?
No.
No.
That came out 2019 during the pandemic.
Oh,
Yeah.
and that rework of Skylarkin is beautiful.
Sting is the one who produced
Sting's behind that.
Skylarkin. Yeah.
Beautiful, man.
That's a massive record in Africa.
I
You
know
know?
it's a big song, man.
Yeah, it's a big song. I like it. It's a heavy song in Mexico, Chile, a lot of Latino countries. Big up Oriya Sandy
You have
because
to do that,
he
man.
gave
The
us the
great
clearance
CP.
to do that record, and it's a big record for us. Yeah, it's not on the
You
album.
to deal with it well, man.
Thank you.
You deal with it well. I'm not telling a lie.
And Sting to me is one of the wickedest mix. I keep telling him every time.
Yeah.
This is one of your wickedest mix I've ever heard. Yeah, because that rhythm banging at the speaker.
Yes, Sasko tells Sting International, it makes them never shabby. I tell you what.
No, man, he's gifted that
Yeah,
way.
and speaking about Sasko,
Yeah.
if you love the reggae, whose idea was that?
Musical Masquerade. It's a youth where, you know, he came to me and with the ideas, and we knock out the song, and then he contacted Sasko. And then when Buju Banton came back and did that show at the stadium, I was here,
Okay.
and I saw him, and, you know,
Wanna do the thing,
we did the
get the
video.
video done.
Yeah. Big him up, though.
Yeah.
Big up Sasko.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, can come give you a strength, you know, big him
Let
up.
me take you there, featuring Jimmy Cozier.
Because,
Yeah, nice good vibration, man.
Yeah, that's another big song under the quiet. The quiet, a lot of the songs that I do under the quiet, they're doing pretty steady.
Steady.
So when you look at
Turkish style.
yeah, when you
Slow
look
and
at
steady.
when you look at the digital platforms and you look at the what you call the waves, right? You see a steady listening, you know.
And that's what I think, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I think him only know as enough as it should be or whatever paid about. That's what I think.
A 6 hour and a half.
6 hours.
Yeah.
Love Jamaica with Shaggy and Golden Child.
Yeah.
Nice, good vibration that
Yeah,
again.
man,
So
yeah,
whose
man.
idea was that?
Well, the rhythm, Conscience was on the rhythm and a couple people, and Shaggy, Shaggy wanted me to be on the rhythm. So Golden Child is who came up with the idea.
Okay.
Golden Child.
You want I think to Fox.
Yes.
Now for the man them from 70s, 80s, 90s, kind of stuck in the 70s, 80s, 90s. You move with the thing and
You have to.
evolve with the thing, brother.
You have to.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because some of the man, the thing, what they want to like it here and there, the thing evolve.
Yeah, of course.
And not stay
That is life,
forever.
though.
You understand?
Right.
But some of the man them now, them spend more time complaining about the change than adjusting to the thing and presenting themselves to them fans.
Right.
So respect that, brother.
No, I mean, the universe is always changing, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not following what the youths, if you're not listening to the youths,
Yes.
you're going to be left behind, right? Like I heard a bishop said the other day, he was looking at horse and carriage, right? And say, if you stuck to horse and carriage, everybody driving a car, you want to reach anywhere right now,
Horse and
right?
carriage,
So you don't want to be like a horse and carriage. You know what I mean? Because you have to understand time evolve.
Yes.
So the youth, them now, as them change, you have to listen to the reflection of what's going on within their space. Because what they're singing about and what they're producing, whatever it is,
Yes.
you understand that it's something in the making, right? So just like when God created this earth and there was this without that and that without this and it was chaos.
Yes.
Whenever something is developing, you understand that there's going to be chaos. and you're not gonna like it at first because it's not really there yet. So for us now, as a man that coming from mid-80s
Right.
coming up, we like to guide and tell the youths them, certain things, but at the same time we have to listen to them as well.
I think one of the things that is on your side too, if I may say so, your tone and your voice is timeless.
Yeah, give
so
thanks.
whether 80s, 90s, 2000, going down the road, that's so as dancehall is like a killer, or
Yeah.
a bojo,
Same.
or a shabba,
Right.
a red. You see that tone of voice
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
timeless, brother.
Right. And I don't try to recapture.
And how you use it as well,
Same.
very important.
Give thanks.
Very important.
I write a lot.
Yeah.
Always writing. And I don't try to recapture time, right? Because you will stuck, right? Some are always like trying to come up with something new. Okay, so sometimes some people come to me, why don't you do over this record and why don't you do over that record? And I said, that was for that. That was within that time. If I find a way that I can twist it, that gives it a fresh feeling, then fine. But it's always to feel fresh,
Yes. Make a lot of sense, man.
Yeah.
And the collaboration that we spoke about, though, is there any other collaboration, anybody else we have collaborated with when I talk about?
Ah, man, I collaborate with a lot of people,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I have a record.
You have collab with Maxi?
Yes, I have a song with Maxi, but we didn't really release it.
Okay, okay.
Right? We didn't release it. And, well, I wish I could remember everything right now, but,
But I'm answer the question to ask you, another question.
Yeah.
Anybody you don't work with collaboratively, where you have a vibe and say, I like that person's delivery or them voice, and I think you're nice to go into the studio, go mash up and rhythm with the artist one of them time?
Most of the times when I write a song, I would think about who sound like this. That's when I really know who I want to work with.
Okay,
Right?
okay. So it's dependent on the song.
Depends. Yeah, it depends on the song. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you have some singers like, I've done collabs with Berry Sound, I have a song called Well Want the Wine with Berries.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. When I'm singing, is it a sign? Is it a sign that you're giving me? Somebody saying that the girl will want the wine, act like you don't. Well want the love, but girl, why you won't? Hold up on the fox and give me excess amount. Love vestlessly can't count, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Big tune, that.
Yeah, man, see. Yeah.
And so we said that. So you say it depends on
Depends on the song.
the song.
Yeah, like now I'm working on the album, so
Yeah.
I'm picking out who.
And when I say the album, someone could talk about that. How far along? And outside Matter of Facts and Face the Facts, this is going to be the third album.
Reset with Screech It Down
Reset with Screech It Down.
is the third album, yeah,
Okay.
right? So this will be
But as it
before.
relates to a solo album, this would be your third album.
Third.
How far along is it?
I think I've probably shot off about 15 songs already. But I would say that they're in like mostly demo stages because as I write them and I record them, then I go look for the singers them
Okay.
to fit the part. Like the collabs that I want
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
because
yeah.
I like to write a lot of singing songs. So a lot more time I DJ out the whole song, but I like little hooks and stuff because I feel like when they catering to an international market, they have something they can sing to. And I'm beginning to sing some of them myself.
Okay.
Because
yeah?
I've sung a whole song called My Baby for Penthouse, for Donovan Jeremy and the rhythm, the automatic rhythm.
Okay.
I'm singing straight through.
What you say your name?
My Baby, I think
go
My
look
Baby.
for.
Yeah. And the automatic.
Big voice I sing.
Singing like you wouldn't even know it's me. Until you hear the little DJ verse and I put in at the middle.
Oh,
Yeah. But that's what's for Donovan Jeremy.
So the album is coming along.
Coming along well.
Any timeline?
I have to put the timeline for myself because
Okay.
I'm the one that's, doing it independently.
Oh,
so
okay.
hopefully, I can look for a fall release.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully.
And do
Our
you
early
actually
spring.
have an official label?
No, because honestly, it's not something that is necessary right now, to be honest with you, because, this whole digital platform right now, it's set up in a way where there's so much you can do for yourself.
It's true.
You don't need a whole lot, right? You just need to have a direction and a focus on how you're going to market your product.
Yes. And all your works, past and present and in the future, digital play stores will have them. All of the digital
Everything,
platforms.
yeah, man. Most of them. Yeah, most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to examine the journey a little bit now though. When you sit down and you reflect, yeah, on your musical journey, is there something there that gives you a sense of gratitude, a sense of joy if you know say yes? You know say at the youth from Browns I'll do that something, yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few. I remember a girl come to me, I think in Minnesota, and she told me during the refugee camp, you know, my album, as a matter of fact, got her through that time. There's another guy who told me that that album also got him through a difficult time. And when people come to me and talk to me about what my music have done for them, emotionally or spiritually, I feel good, I feel purposeful. Also, like for instance, now a Shaggy that has like the charity for the children hospital. When I see he's able to create a platform that benefits people to come and, you know, get their children taken care of, I feel great with myself that I was a part of that journey. So these are the things that make me feel good about, you know, coming up from Brownsall and, you know, creating something that actually help people. Meaningful. Yeah.
Musically speaking, though, is there anything where, you know, you still think you need to add that, or you would love to add that to your musical legacy?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much things in my head that I can't really express right now, but, you know what I mean? As I said before, my thing is not to really like sit down and really crave. I try to sit down and see what God have for me right now. Like for instance, you know, my children, right? Dropping them to school and picking them up from school and dealing with that, and that is also a part of my journey. I put that a part of my music, you know what I mean? Everything is a part of it, you know what I mean? Just life in general. I don't really sit down and just focus on just, you understand what I say?
Understand, man.
Yeah, it have to all work together.
And you made mention of children just now. How many?
3 sons.
3 sons. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Mr. Shelton is a married man?
Yes, sir. Married man. You know, we love my wife, and you know what I mean, we make sure we big her up every chance we get, because I wouldn't be doing a lot of things without she. Saying that she bring the youth them, and she's a big part of what I do. So we always have to recognize her.
Really, man.
Yeah, man, up front.
Really.
Yeah.
Musically speaking, though, you ever sit down and assess the journey and look at it and say, you know, not necessarily probably a regret, but you probably could have approached it differently or done it differently or never do it at all. Like, you ever look upon it and say, you know, I shouldn't do that, or I shouldn't do that differently, you know?
Everything is a learning process. So I have no regrets.
No regrets?
No. If I did something and I make a big mistake, I learn from that big mistake.
You get a lesson and a blessing.
Yeah, saying, so whatever I never get to do, or, you know, I hand it down to me youth them. So if I talking to my sons them now, all the mistakes that I make now, I tell them about the mistakes. You know what I mean? So I don't have no regrets at all. I'm constantly feeling refreshed, constantly feeling at peace.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you started growing hair?
My locks? Well, about somewhere at my 3rd locks, you know. I start from about probably 98. That was probably the first locks. And then I cut, and then I grew, and then I cut, and then I grew. You know what I mean?
So you actually live that way, the Rastafarian way?
That's a good question. No. I can't tell you, say, as far as, because I don't like to look at Rasta like a religion.
Okay.
I look at Rasta as a movement. Seeing? So, as far as like now, good eating, clean heart. I mean, all these things don't have to do with Rasta alone. But,
Life in general.
yeah, but Haile Selassie quotes, like his quotes, when I read them, it gives me a lot of inspiration and a lot of guidance. So is Marcus Garvey. So is a lot of other leaders, right? Christ, right? His words is perfect guidance, right? So when you ask me about Rasta now, I don't want someone to say, like, it's a religion, because I don't like too much title thing either, you know. Seeing, I like to say, I am that I am, right? But as far as the guidance of Rasta, we have to give thanks.
See you now.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you, in the catalog, is there a song that resonates with you more than the others?
In the catalog?
Yeah, in your catalog.
No, it's like they all mean different things to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah?
Yeah, it's all different moods, all different time in, you know, different time and space, and you create and
We get that, man. We get that.
Yeah,
We just know about, you know, your quiet time, you probably clean up around your backyard, probably do some barbecue.
always making a new song.
I was making a new song.
Yeah, always making a new song.
Fair enough, sir.
Yeah,
Fair
my
enough.
brain all day long. I would just be looking at something and just make a new song.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't really get time to even sit down and think about songs that I've done, because I'm always looking forward to creating something else.
Yes. Commercially speaking, which one of the songs have been the kindest you do?
Boy, it's a good question. I never really thought about that before. But I know Pose Off is a big record. Right, let's put it like that. So as far as like shows and stuff,
Right.
like my upbringing on the scene,
Right.
Pose Off plays a vital role in getting contract with Elektra and all these things, because it was such a big record.
Yes.
Bashment Party is also a massive record. It's steadily played, and you know, when you see like the royalties come in, you see that is one of the songs. I also have another song that called Florilege that I did with some people in France. Right, and that is doing extremely well with a girl called Queen Amiga and a guy named Lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah, and that is, and not on a royalty level, but it's doing heavy streaming. You know what I mean? And I mean, you know, all of them, I mean, depends, you know, because Brooklyn Swing, I did a song named Brooklyn Swing.
Brooklyn Swing.
No, Brooklyn Swing is a big dancehall song. So during the pandemic, Brooklyn Swing kept the pot bubbling.
Yeah.
Because the sound system, big up every sound man out there as well, because the sound system, them cut it regular.
And speaking about that, for the promoters out there and the soundmen who don't know to find you, you know, where I look dub plates or for book you, how them find you?
Well, my Instagram is at Original Red Fox. Everything is at Original Red Fox. You know, TikTok at Original Red Fox 1, Facebook, The Original Red Fox. Also, Original Red Fox booking, you know, if you want to send an email.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the research, I read something about some link with Alicia Keys.
That's a remix.
Oh.
Right. That was a remix, but that remix was done by, like somebody asked me to do the remix, and then it became pretty, like, popular, but it didn't really go through the gate, because they wanted, this company wanted it, but the record company for Alicia Keys, they wouldn't clear it. So it wasn't something that was official.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It was something that would somebody do a remix and jump on it, and it started to create some buzz, and then a company wanted to pick it up, but they didn't want to go there.
Okay, because I see it, but then I search, I mean, I really see nothing, so.
Right.
So I'm
There's another one even with Beyonce that was pretty big as well. So, but these are not official remixes.
See the pre.
Yeah.
Father Shelton, still I do the thing. Still I enjoy the thing.
Yeah, man. Passion about the
and
thing.
the man look like he might take care of himself too, man.
Yeah, man. Good food.
Give thanks to that, man. You understand? Because when the man them sustain and themselves, I get a chance to talk to the man them where they do it from.
Yeah,
early on, give thanks to that, you know what I
We
mean?
try to keep up with
Yeah, man.
ourselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And one of the things though is that, as I say, you are one of the men who were out there early trying to bridge that divide between hip hop, dancehall music, and you would have done fairly well doing that. And also, you would have also set up platform for other people to, you know, come through and make a name for themselves, you know, the Shaggies and, you know, the Rough Entry collective there, so, as well. So, a lot of people probably don't understand the important roles that you would have played in the music. So it's a job to sit down and get a vibration, and the man works, man.
Give
For
thanks.
the people them understand, say, Red Fox, do some things about here, man.
Same,
some
give
good
thanks.
things about here, man.
Give thanks.
And we appreciate what the man has done for the music, with the music and to the music, man. You
Same.
understand? And keeping it real and keeping the culture going. You know, somebody called me, I talk to Red Fox well, like when him and Red Fox is like a man a grow a yard, see me.
Same.
We respect that.
Yeah, man.
That's what I say.
Yeah, man. And we give thanks for what you're doing.
We appreciate
Yeah, because
that,
it's
brother.
very necessary. Yeah, to keep the culture alive. Yeah, because we don't want to ever sell out the culture, because we want the people them to understand internationally. That's what the people buy into. They buy into the culture. So please do not let go of the culture.
Give thanks, man, and for a man where, you know, been around the thing and, you know, see the thing we do and appreciate what we do. We give thanks to that said speed,
Up
man.
for love.
So much so that you can reach out as a teach in a circle.
Say
And the thing happen, man.
Yeah.
So go on do the thing
Up
and
for.
all the best with, you know, whatever desires you have and endeavors musically. And when the album ready, make me know, man, so we can go stream and support the thing said speed.
Give thanks.
Said what the thing got. Father Fox.
Up for.
Heart of love, man. Give
Same.
thanks, brother.
Yeah, man,
It's
respect.
a joy. It's a joy.
Yes,
It's a
I.
joy,
Same
brother.
here.